Digital minimalism is not a competition, even though sometimes it feels like it is. Are you using the dumbest phone? Are you still even using a phone? Are you using a paper map instead of a GPS? In the end, it all really doesn't matter. Digital minimalism is not a competition. It's a personal journey. And digital minimalism is about intention, your intentional use with technology. And again, this is very personal. Everyone has their journey and everyone has their personal device or devices that they need to use to live their day-to-day life. I see a lot of forums and a lot of people posting about their dumb phones, about their everyday carry, and I think it's great that people are sharing the devices they're using, but I also see a lot of shame towards people using devices that aren't quote unquote dumb enough. If somebody needs to use a smartphone because it's their job, again, they can't use a phone that's just calling and texting. They're managing their business, they're managing their family. I think every device use case is very individual. And to shame people into using specific devices is really not the way that digital minimalism should be working. I think we should all support each other, give ideas, and propose ideas that could work for you. But again, these ideas are going to be completely individual. I started digital minimalism in September of 2023 because I was addicted to my phone, not only just using it every day, but also addicted to the apps on that phone, such as social media, shopping, and just in general doom scrolling. I was spending 8 to 10 hours a day, and I had to make a choice. I didn't want to spend every hour of the day on my phone. I was also losing my vision at the same time and am still losing my vision, and I didn't want to dedicate the vision that I had left on my device. I wanted to use my time more productively. So I think a lot of us can agree with digital minimalism is that we want to be aware of how we use technology and use it intentionally so that way we get our time back and we can use our time the way we want to use it. More and more people are becoming aware that apps are designed to keep us engaged and keep us using our devices longer and longer. Have you ever found yourself just using a device and pulling your head up a few hours later wondering what the heck you were doing for those past few hours? The more we become aware of this, the more we can make those changes and be intentional with our technology. Which device you use is completely up to you, and everybody's lifestyle is different. If you think of digital minimalism as a competition or the Olympics, who has the dumbest phone, who uses least amount of technology, and honestly, if you compare yourself to these type of people, you'll never be successful. What does success look like? I don't know. Everyone's journey is different. What is success to you will be different than what is success to me. There's no one consensus on success. Success for me, for example, is to get time back and to not spend day after day on my device. Now, that time can be different for you. Maybe it's just not using specific applications, or maybe it's completely getting away from technology altogether. But seeing people comment on other people's choices and telling people that their device is not dumb enough and comparing themselves to other people is just really not the way to go and is really not the ethos of digital minimalism. When it comes to digital minimalism, it's not about willpower. It's completely about intention. Now, I see a lot of comments saying to people, you just need more willpower. If that were the case, there would be no addiction. You think people haven't thought about, I need to stop using my device and I just need to will myself to do it? I have thought about it and it doesn't work. We need to think about intention. I know that I'm going to use my device, but I need to set up certain boundaries and parameters to prevent me from using my device way too much. This could be using a minimalist launcher, for example. This could be changing devices if I need to. And this could be just setting my devices in certain locations of my house so that way I'm not wandering around with my device all day long. Now, depending on how you want to set up your journey is completely different, but there are different methods, tricks, or hacks, as you can call them, to help improve your relationship and your intention with technology. I think people get very fixated on the device aspect of digital minimalism when that's just one part of the whole journey. Now, for me, a lot of it was digital decluttering. I was subscribed to too many subscriptions. I was storing photos and videos in multiple locations, so I had about 2 or 3 copies of the same items. Not only was I wasting money, but I was just wasting space. And that really helped me declutter my digital space and also made me be more intentional about how I use my digital consummation and what I'm using it for. Besides the device, again, like I said, I think having an outline of where you want to go with your journey. What is your ultimate goal? Do you just want to get your time back? Do you want to break addictions that digital devices enable you to use, such as gambling, shopping, or other more nefarious addictions? I think when you have a specific goal in mind, you need to keep that goal in mind when using every piece of technology and being intentional. Like I said before, I can get distracted on any application, even a dumb phone. I could spend hours in the Notes application, for example. So it doesn't matter for me per se which device I'm using, but how I'm using it. You have to keep in mind that devices are tools, and you can't let those tools run your life. You need to use it as a tool. Do you need it for communication? Do you need it for productivity? Do you need it for banking? Do you need it for work or school? I think sitting down, looking at your devices, and deciding how you need to use them and being intentional with that use case will overall improve your relationship with technology and just make your balance of life and tech a lot easier to manage. I don't think there's any one size fits all, of course, of digital minimalism, but I think we can all agree that technology has changed, maybe in a way we're not happy with in some aspects, but going after each other and critiquing other people's choices is really not the way to go. I think everyone is going to be using technology in their own way. There's not one consensus on how we need to use technology. And I think supporting each other, giving tips is great, but telling people they need more willpower or their phone isn't dumb enough is really not helping anybody in the end. And honestly, I think as a community, we need to come together and realize we are not the enemies of each other, but technology taking our attention and time is the true enemy. Now, next time you decide to share your journey and you tell people that you're using WhatsApp and they're telling you you should be writing letters, or if you're telling people you need to use GPS, but they're telling you to use a paper map, just laugh it off. There's nothing you can do to convince people sometimes that it's not a competition, and that's okay. I'm here to help remind you that you're on your personal journey and you're doing great, and don't be so hard on yourself. Don't let people get you down. Don't feel like you're failing. There's no finish line. This is a journey that just keeps continuing, evolving, and changing as you change your goals. So keep on the path, keep doing what you're doing, and I wish you all the best of luck on your journeys. And thank you so much for watching, and see you soon.